Come see one of the biggest, baddest dreadnoughts around.
Spiky bits.
The Adeptus Custodes Telemon Dreadnought is a force to be reckoned with in Horus Heresy, much like the Leviathan Dreadnought. But in Warhammer 40k, it just recently got semi-rules, and they're okay, but you don't see a whole lot of Dreadnoughts running around in Warhammer 40k, but it's cool to have the option to play him in the game as well. Now, this particular one right here probably took about 30 hours or so to paint with 3 different artists here at Spiky Bits. I've finished off all the final detailing and everything live on our Twitch stream. For the paints, the metals, I just love the super shiny Army Painter metals, which you can see here with the contrast of some darker metals. I think those were, I forget which one of the darker metal colors from Vallejo, I think, perhaps. Try brushed up with some of the lighter Army Painter metals. The reds are all Army Painter, so for the most part it's all Army Painter here, just kind of nugging it out. But there's something to be said for the metals because they're so bright and poppy, and with a little bit of glaze, which we used a little bit of flesh wash glaze mixed with a little bit of purple, it really kind of pulled everything together. So really all you see is kind of like a gentle gradient of fade with some really stark edge highlighting and stuff that's there for the most part by design. Now, to get this effect, we just used the normal Army Painter gold workup, starting with true copper to greedy gold to bright gold, and then we mixed in a little shining silver to the bright gold, which gives you this arbitrary medium color right here. It's very, very easy to do. And then the reds themselves, again, another very easy workup. So Chaos Red to Dragon Red to Pure Red, with some cutbacks with Burnt Umber, which is a kind of a color you don't really find anywhere else. So still using the model air color Burnt Umber, it is probably one of the 10 best colors out there for miniature painting, and yet there only seems to be one that you can use. So there it is. And then we used a little bit of that silver to dry brush the darkened metal colors, which I don't remember what color they were right off the top of my head. This is the Elric's Hobbies resin base. I think it's Cyberpunk, and the whole army is actually on those as well. So lots and lots of different features here. Oh, and you can actually magnetize the arms if you want, because there is a few options that are available. Not when this first came out, but after the Telemon came out the first time, there are new additional options. So it's always good to feature-proof your Dreadnoughts. This, I think, is a 3/8 magnet, 3/8 inch, I believe, magnet right there. So it looks to be holding very well on this guy here. I actually forgot it was magnetized. They held through the painting process for the most part, and I totally forgot that they were magnetized till I was putting it on the base, and I thought I broke the arm. Turns out I didn't break the arm. It was magnetized all along. So you can score this bad boy over on Forge World site. He is $112 now. I think when I first purchased him, he was in the upper $80 range, if I remember correctly, about January or ish of 2017, I believe was about the time I picked him up. So either way, there he is, and you can see he actually has, well, if we go back, he actually has a couple different options. Now you can get the Accelerator Culverin, or he's, as he is, armed with the Arcanus Storm Cannon, and of course the Telemon Cestus. You can also take dual Cestuses as well if you want to go, you know, double fighting, double fisticuffs. You can definitely do that. They will let you. Now, rules wise, they do have a trial rules right here on their site. So the Legio Custodes Telemon for Horus Heresy, or the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought rules for Warhammer 40k. And once you open that link, you're going to get some blurbs about, hey, give us your feedback, let us know what you think. Well, here at Forge World, I'll let you know what I think. So the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought is a 15 wounded monstrosity with a toughness 8, which is nothing to sneeze at whatsoever. Strength 9, and when using his Cestus, he is a strength 18, staggering, simply staggering. He's going to be wounding pretty much everything I can think of on a 2. And that's ridiculous because guess what? Rerolls, wound rolls of 1 for attacks with this weapon. Amazing. Hit hits on 2s in both instances. And remember, if you have a shield captain bomb, you're going to be rerolling 1s to hit. So chances are you're going to get a lot of hits with this guy. He has 4 attacks base. Also, when it comes to shooting, like I said, there's a couple of different options here. You can go with the Culverin, which was the secondary weapon they offered. That is heavy 6. Strength 8, neg 3, D3 damage. Don't like D3, but you know, usually it ends up being 2s. I like to average with 2s. Then you've got the bolt launcher right here, which is strength 5, or the last storm, which is 10 shots at strength 11. So a couple of different options right there. And then of course, it tells you everything. You can either take the last storm or the accelerator Culverin, the plasma ejector. Ejector is the fist, the gauntlet weapon. So it's basically a flamer weapon. That's 2d6, strength 7, neg 3, damage of 1. So it's nothing to sneeze at. It's going to clear out stuff on Overwatch trying to bog it down. So you don't have to worry about that quite as much. They're going to have to, your enemy's going to have to come correct at you to try to bog this big guy down. Because even then, he's going to deliver the wicker bad beatdown of a sentry with strength 18 at 4 attacks. It doesn't have a sweep attack, but it's still pretty good. He can fire his bolt launcher twice in the shooting phase if he stands still, which is kind of nuts. Now you start looking at some of these variables here and start doing your maths and things. Also, roll a d6 each time it loses a wound. Basically has feel no pain. Does explode. Nothing you can do about that. Has a 4-up invul. Now the big striking problem with this guy, at least as I see it, and I'm no longer a by far a competitive player. I can see competitive games, I can see what's going on, and I can, make tactical choices, but on the tabletop, I'm just not able to keep up with the meta that changes every 4 months. But for me, looking at this particular profile here, the biggest problem I see is the points cost, because at 220 points, plus, say, your main weapon, whichever one you choose, at 60 points, plus your fist, or excuse me, I guess your fist is 60 points as well. So you're talking, say you go with the accelerator at 45 and the fist at 60, you're at 325. You're at 25 points less than a Questoris Gallant Knight, which will literally run across the board and kick pump this little Titan, this little Dreadnought across the table. So that's a huge problem for this guy. Now, he will do some wicked bad damage to it, don't get me wrong, but he ain't gonna drop a 20-some wound Night Titan with his little 4 attacks that do the 3 damage. So he's gonna need help. And there's plenty of stuff, Valdis himself can do about 15 wounds on average to things. So this is a great solution to medium to small problems, maybe some large problems, but nothing over the 12 wound range or more. Do you want to throw this thing at, because he can assist, but he will definitely get punked down. And I don't see him seeing that much play, to be quite honest, when he's nearly the points of the least costed Night Titan. There needs to be a points reduction on this guy, like, whoa, at least I would say 60 points or so. I'd like to see this guy down around the 160 to 180 range, which I think would start to make him playable, but not quite there just yet. I think the heavy support's a good slot for him. Power level's probably okay, but other than that, not really feeling where this guy's at right now in 8th edition 40k. Do I have one? Yes. Will I play with him? When I play with my Custodes? Absolutely. But will I take him to a tournament and try to play with him? Probably not. But he's just one of those models that's so beautiful and so gorgeous. He's just a blast to just paint up and really have some fun. Like I said, I think at the end of the day, Forge World is a great solution for folks looking for that very last thing for their army, or just something to supplement or really make their army stand out and kind of put their spin on things. At this current time in 2018, it's not something that you're going to get, this one piece and it's going to do all these things and you're going to have, an amazing tournament experience or anything like that, or even have the best rules per se. But if you want that one model that's really going to make your army stand out and really kind of pull the theme and or appearance of your army together into one cohesive force and enrich your hobby, Forge World's for you. And I can't recommend it more than that. That's where Forge World's at for me, and I hope that it gives you inspiration as well, because this model right here, beautiful model. kudos to Forge World, great styling, great design, and all of those things right there. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed our little miniature hobby conversion or showcase. It's not really a conversion on the Telemon Dreadnought for the Adeptus Custodes and also the Legio Custodes in the Horus Heresy. So that's it for this one, folks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and mash down on the notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.
Spiking bits.